What's good, YouTube? It's Rage Real. So in today's video, I want to bring you guys this Gun Split Close Pro Mini Scheme Part 1. So if you enjoyed this video, don't drop a like on the video right now. Go ahead and sub and turn on post notifications on. So first and foremost, I am in the Baltimore Ravens playbook. Again, I am in the Baltimore Ravens playbook. So one thing I do want to say with this formation is that you're gonna need to have a slot apprentice. Now, if you have a hot route master, so if you're on MUT and you have a hot route master who can actually run around a little bit at quarterback, this is actually a really good hot route master offense to use. But if not, I'm going to show you guys how to use just a slot apprentice. So maybe you're in CFL, maybe you're playing regs, or maybe you're just starting on MUT or something, or you don't want to have a hot route master at quarterback. You literally only need a slot apprentice. So as far as personnel goes, you want to make sure you have your slot apprentice in this spot right here, so the solo receiver side, so not the tight end side receiver, but the solo side. And also you want to make sure that you sub in 2 good running backs, obviously. And of course, right here at quarterback, I'm not going to be doing this with Kirk Cousins, so I'm going to be doing this with his last name Mon. And as you can tell, he's 64 overall, but he has 85 speed with like 86 excel, I believe. So I'm gonna show you guys that you can do it with him, so you don't need escape artists or none of that to actually make this offense work really nice. So let's kind of take a look at this. So what I'm gonna go over in part 1 is gonna be the Y off power O. I'm gonna show you that run. I'm gonna show you the run plays, and then I'm gonna show you 2 good dots out of this. So the plays I'm gonna show you for passing plays is gonna be Y curl and it's gonna be PA slide. Now I really love the shovel option. I love the Y off power O. I'm not a huge fan of Y off power read, which you'll see why here in a second. And inside zone split, it's okay. It depends on what defense, but it's a pretty nice run play. So as far as my audibles go, I like to have Y curl, shovel option, Y off power O, and I like to have PAF slide. Now, the play I'm gonna come out in personally is gonna be this Y off power read, and the reason why is because I want to show you what this read option is like on here, and it's really different compared to any other read option that they have on Madden. And if you can get the hang of this play, it's actually really nice, honestly. So I just want to show you guys zone drops are not on. I like to do my videos on non-zone drop, so that way when they start zone dropping, you know exactly what they expect. So that's because a lot of people will switch them on and off if they're pretty decent. They'll do that. So I want to show you guys what it looks like versus non-zone drop. But anyways, we'll be inside the $326 for this defense. So I just got some garbage D-line in here just because, and got 2 good fast safeties in at linebacker. Of course, you guys know we got speed all around using the Packers. That's why I use them. So let's go back to $326. Now I'll be showing you guys against cover 3, cover 2, cover 4 drop, and man coverage, of course. So let's start off in cover 3. Now, most of the time what people are going to do, they're going to pinch their defense. Most of the time they're going to use it somebody like this safety, or they may use it as linebacker. It all just depends. It depends on what that person wants to do. But I want to show you guys this power read option play. So what's crazy about this is that whatever you know about on Madden for read option, completely throw it out your head, because with this particular read option, it's the exact opposite. So what do you mean, bro? So let me show you. So you see our read man, right? So we're going to go, and normally you'll keep with the quarterback, right? That's not going to be the case. So literally it's opposite of what you believe, what you think will happen, because ever since Madden introduced these read options, we've always been taught whatever man we're reading, when we see this action right here, we're always taught to keep it with the quarterback, because he doesn't settle up. So when you do this, he actually targets the quarterback. So normally the guy we're reading is normally going to be responsible for the running back, right? That's normally how it works in the read option on Madden. Now right here, the way it works with this particular play, it's like a quarterback read option. So when you get this action, I should have handed the ball off, because he's coming to attack me, right? So that's what you got to pay attention to. He's coming to attack me. So at that point, I need to hand the ball off. Now look, if I hand the ball off, look what happens. We have all this room out here to run. That's why I said that this play can actually be really, really good if we're able to get it exactly how we need to get it. So I had to silence my phone right there. Sorry about the train. But anyways, let's go and keep running this some more so I can show you guys just how it looks. So notice our read man now is the end, right? So let's read the end. So normally we're taught to give that, right? When he does an action, look what happens when we actually give it. So like I said, it's literally breaking your muscle memory of how Madden programs you to do it, which is why this play is kind of hard. So if you can use it, it's actually a really nice play, which I'll show you how you're supposed to correctly read it here in a second. But remember, like I said, normally in most read options, when you get this action right here, you're taught to actually give the ball to the running back. So that's why I was just showing you guys that, you know, if you do it that way, you're never going to gain yards on this play. You're going to call this play garbage. So if you want to use this play, please hop in practice mode, kind of get the hang of it, because it's literally opposite of what you expect to happen. So let me kind of show you. Hopefully I actually read it here, right? See right there, I actually messed up. I'm supposed to keep it myself. As you can tell, I make mistakes too. That's why I would probably stay away from this play, if you're honest, unless you just force yourself to actually change how you think of it. So let's see if we can actually go on right here. Nope, still messed it up because I was supposed to hand it off. I'm gonna try one more time, then I will keep moving on. But like I said, you can see it's a good play. You just have to read it right, and it's kind of hard to. So right here is another good example. I did what I was supposed to, but the end man on line of scrimmage made the play. So it all depends on their formation and their fronts and all that. But anyways, it's an okay run play. That's all I wanted to say. So now I want to show you why off power O, right? So notice how we don't have a man to read, and it's pretty much the same play except the quarterback can't keep it. And in my opinion, this is probably the best one to run. Now, of course, practice mode CPU is going to be all over the place, not giving us many holes to attack. But if you want the simple, easy run play, I like this Y off power O because it's just basically like a halfback base almost. It's really hard for the user to have to blow up. Now, of course, the CPU is going to be all over it, but in a real game, it's really hard for the CPU to blow it up. And also in part 2, I'll be showing you guys live gameplay of this, so don't worry about that. But just wanted to make sure I did throw that out there. Now, shovel option is really cool. I really like this play because we're going to have 3 ways to attack defense. So what we can do, we can pitch the ball to R1, or we can actually lateral the ball right there to the running back. And I think it's really cool that they added that because it used to not always be like that. But I think with this, it might just be this formation. I'm not sure, but I want to do some more diving. Let me know if you guys know another formation that actually lets you pitch the ball to the running back, or you can keep with the quarterback, you know. So let me go and show you that here again. So we come right here. Notice right there, they take our running back away. And be very careful because if you flip the ball too late, they'll actually throw it behind you and make you fumble the ball. So I'll show you that too right here. Just in case you guys might think it's a little glitchy. Nah, they actually don't let you do it that way, and I'll show you right here. If we can snap the ball, there we go. So watch what happens. So notice I try to flick this ball late. Oh, they actually let me do it, but most of the time they'll make you throw the ball right behind you. Just don't flick it late, you know. Really don't do that. That's not the best way to do it. Now, one thing I think is cool too, last thing before I start talking about these passing concepts, so let's go to shovel option. So one thing that I like to do, if it's 3rd and short or something like that and I need to get the first down, what I would do is actually come here and I would actually juke and try to hit that open gap right there. Sometimes you can actually bend it back all the way depending on your person's agility. But nonetheless, it's actually just a really nice, it almost turns into a counter, if you will, basically, because we're trying to cut it all the way back to the left. So let me see if I can do it here for you. So you want to go, and then you want to jump cut, basically. That's all you want to do. So you want to flip the analog stick like you're going to cut left, and then to do a jump cut animation. So try it one more time here, see if we can actually get it. It's really hard to get, but the gap is always there though, honestly, because you want to get them going hard that way. As right there, they didn't let me do it, but you can tell you're normally always going to fall forward. So the reason I spent so long on the run plays is because you want to utilize these run plays. There's actually a lot of nice run plays, and I didn't even show you inside zone split. It's just a regular inside zone, and you can use that as well. So you want to make the opponent be able to respect the run. Honestly, that's all I'm trying to get at. Now let's talk about passing concepts, things that you guys care about. So we're going to talk about Y curl. Now with Y curl, what I like to do is take square, either put them on a post or a crosser, but normally I love to start off with my crosser first. So I like to take square, put them on a crosser. We're going to take circle, put them on a streak, and we're going to take our running back right here, triangle, and we're going to take him and put him on an option route just like this. Now if it's zone coverage, what he's going to do is actually just settle up and actually pull down that hook zone. So we're going to basically be reading the user at this point, and I'll kind of show you that here. So you see we do have cover 3. And let's go and snap the ball so I can show you. So X and triangle are going to do a nice job of getting spacing. And what's going to happen is that normally you actually want to roll out a little bit more. And also keep in mind, he's not the strongest quarterback, so he's not going to be able to zip that ball there or anything like that, because he is like a 60-something overall quarterback. But essentially what I want to go over is the read progress. So basically what's going to happen is that this option route is going to pull down this hook zone. So if he's on this hook curl, he has to make a decision. Do he want to run with the crosser, or does he want to give up this dot right here? And if he chooses, you know, whichever one he chooses, you throw opposite. Same situation right here. If he's on this hook curl right here, he's going to have to decide, okay, do I want to guard this crosser, or do I want to guard this hitch? Now what's going to happen most of the time is that he's actually going to stay on the hitch, and we're going to have that crosser open up. Now normally this doesn't really happen. Normally they, you see how right here he kind of like stops and turns. Now if this happens in the game, let this ball fly if you have a good quarterback, and you can actually throw this out here for a 1-play touchdown. But I'm here to tell you that in game that doesn't happen, where he just kind of just goes and just stutters like this. That doesn't happen. I've never seen that happen in game. Only a practice mode thing, but obviously if that happens, throw that. But Normally he's going to be somewhere up in here trying to run, stay on top of this, and that's what's going to open up that throw to be wide open. That's normally how it looks. So hopefully, let's see if they do that again though, because I've never seen that happen in game. But let's just see. So let's go to Y curl, take square, put them on a crosser, take circle, put them on a streak. We want to take triangle, put them on an option round just like this. And we're going to go and snap the ball. So like I said, I've never seen that happen, but if it does, can we get that there? No, we actually wasn't able to, but I'm pretty sure we had a crosser open. Actually, let me go back and see. I wonder if he did stutter. I'm just curious at this point about it, because I've never seen that, honestly. I think that's only a practice mode thing. So does he stutter? Okay, this time it wasn't so exaggerated. Notice how he just kind of like stutters a little bit. But in this case, obviously you could tell the wide open throw was what? Right here. We could have easily threw that. That's an easy pass to make. That's pretty much the only point I was getting. I was just kind of just seeing if that was open or not. But this is going to be your read for sure every single time. So last time, let's go back to Y curl. And I guess I'll just show you one more time versus cover 3. Why not? You go and spot that guy right here, because I don't want you guys to think that, oh well, he must not throw it because it doesn't get open, or something like that, something crazy. But look at circle, like y'all seen that, right? Look at that. And I get out of range though, but you notice how he does it. I don't know why he does that, but anyways, we're gonna keep moving on. I don't want to keep talking about the same play and whatever is happening over there to that side. But moving on, let's talk about cover 2. So with cover 2 is gonna be literally the same exact thing: square on a crosser, circle on a streak. We're going to take triangle, put them on an option route, and we're going to literally have the same thing. Now, hopefully I have enough time to show you guys before I get absolutely hollered at. You can tell square is just literally going to get wide open. And I'm going to quickly go into replay, just kind of show you guys why that gets open. And then we'll talk about cover 4 drop. We'll talk about man, and I'll give you the other play that I like. So right here, you can tell it's going to be the same concept. Now, if they're in cover 2 and they're on this vertical hook, what they're most likely going to do is actually they're going to think that the mid read is going to help them out by matching that, and so what they're going to do is actually come here and try to lurk right here, and the whole time we know that they're going to get glitched out. Now if they're zone dropping, meaning that this guy is somewhere up in here or something, or up in there, then we're obviously just going to hit this route right out the backfield. You can tell the user to have to choose between these two, and we're actually going to be looking up top, so that's how I love to do it right there. And it's just a great play design, honestly, in that aspect. So let's talk about cover 4 drop, and then we'll talk about man coverage, and we'll move on. So let's go to Y curl. We're gonna take square, put them on a crosser, circle on a streak, triangle on a hitch route, just like this. And then we're gonna go and snap the ball. Now the streak is gonna push back that quarter, or if it doesn't, we'll be able to throw it over his head. So sometimes you get different animations on them. It all just depends on if they're pressing, if they're not pressing, if they're zone dropping, if they aren't zone dropping. But in theory, no matter what's going to happen, we're going to have that crosser open unless they're zone dropping a purple. And the reason why, like I said, this time I don't know why they do this, to where they just kind of don't play anything. They just kind of slow pedal. If they do this, sometimes this does happen in game. You'll literally be able to throw this over his head, and that quarter won't ever be able to get there because he has to run with that streak. So you're going to have that natural gap that gets open right up in here that they won't be able to get to, just because of, I don't know how, it's really just because how bad zones are in the game. But anyways, we still have the same concept with this read right here. It all depends on where the user is, if he's on a hook curl or not, or if he's trying to be slick and play on a purple, then we just be reading, this guy, this was the user. If he's not playing that, then we would just dump that. That's how we would combo that. So moving on, let's talk about some man coverage, right? So now man coverage, the only bad thing about this offense that I found is that they don't have like a deep targeting post route, like nothing to kind of burn over the top between these two. But there's a lot of things you can do to still get, still get it open. So with this kind of setup, what I like to do is still take square, I'll actually put them on a post route this way, and I'll take circle and I actually throw them on an in route. I like the smart route as in route. And from here, I'll probably take X, put them on a streak, and I would run a concept like this. If I have enough time, I would take triangle and put him on an option route just so he can actually run a little out route. So this is how I would do it. And basically, you're making a read between circle and square, and you're looking to throw this ball before that purple actually covers it. So let me kind of show you what I'm talking about here. So I like to make between this circle and square. You can tell right there. A lot of times you'll have that gap right there because they'll have to put like a vertical hook right there if they want to stop that. Because normally a purple is going to get widened out by this little swing route right here by the running back. That's what's actually going to widen it out. So as the user, what the user's going to have to do in the middle, let's say this is the user, he's going to have to decide, okay, do I want to guard this in route or do I want to guard this crosser route? Well, post route, excuse me. So either one's going to be able to toast man coverage, and you're just basically going to make that read right here. You see, I could have had the same throw right here or right here where we threw it. And like I said, they're going to have to just, do a lot to actually stop this little concept by itself. Now, moving on, let's talk about, let's talk about this PAF slide play, because there's a few setups I like out of this. Now, first one I like is take a square, put them on a streak, take X, put them on a curl route, and I love to run it just like this. This is actually one of my favorite setups right here, and I just want to show you why that is. Now, basically you're gonna make a read on the user, and what's gonna happen is if the user doesn't cover circle, you can tell, even though I got stuck on my lineman, that throw right there is gonna be open regardless, and that is a really hard throw to actually guard by using zones. They're gonna almost have to go user cover that. So basically what's gonna happen is this little table route is going to widen out this purple, and the streak is going to push all the deep zones back, and we have just this easy throw that we can make right here, and that's at least about a 30-yard zone drop they have to put if they even want a chance of guarding that, you know. So it's just nice play to complement with the other play that we ran, and I like having my backside little curl route right here. Now another setup that I do like with this, let me go back to PAF slide. I like to take square, still put them on a streak, then I take triangle and actually put them on an option route, and I'll actually take X and actually put him on a curl. So basically all I did was, instead of having him on this little swing route to the right, I took him and put him on an option route. So basically what that's going to do is actually mess with the user if he wants to use it right here, because what'll happen is if you run this concept again, your opponent's like, okay, fine, I'll just use it right here, and I'll go and cover circle myself, right? So if I notice they're doing that, what I would do is actually come to this setup right here. The reason why is because triangle is going to just pull down that hook, and he has to decide right then, okay, do I want to guard triangle or do I want to go guard circle? Most of the time they're going to go guard circle, and you're going to have triangle that gets wide open. So that's just kind of like how I like to play with their heads on that. So let me kind of show you the same thing with cover two. So with cover two, it's a tiny bit different, because what's going to happen is that mid read with this particular route concept, they're actually going to match onto our post route. So as long as this person's better than your mid read, you'll be completely fine, I promise. And you want to make sure you kind of get outside the pocket if you're able to. But notice the mid read, how he's going to try to actually match that. And a lot of times you can actually click on and actually make a user play if you're good at it. But if not, be very careful, because you will throw a pick, depending on, especially if they have like some type of zone KO or something like that. Be very mindful of that. That is the only weakness. So what I would suggest you do, if you notice that, I would actually I would actually suggest that you actually just grab this guy right here that's going to be in your face, and you just playmaker him in whatever way if the user is not right there. So that's my suggestion right there, because when you playmaker, that would be the person that I actually get grabbed if you playmaker. Now, moving on, there's actually another setup that I do like out of this play too, and I'll talk about man coverage in the end here. So another thing I like to do is take square, put them on a crosser still, then I like to do my streak, and then, or what I'll do is take square, put them on a post. It really just depends. Like I said, I like the crosser or the post, but I like this streak post, and I'll actually run this kind of play right here. Or if it's like 1st and 10 or something, I'll take X, put them on the in route, and I'll smart route his in route. And basically we're making like a high-low on both sides of the field. So that's just how I like to do that. So what's going to happen is with X, we're going to have that nice little gap that gets open right there. So if they're not playing a vertical hook, you can always have that little gap. And also, of course, as you know, that post route is also going to get wide open as well. So let me go and show you that too, because that streak is going to push back any of those zones. So I like to do this when they're zone dropping also. And I'll leave it this way just to show you, but normally I like to take them and put them on the backside in route, excuse me. So what's going to happen is that the reason I don't like that, look at that. So notice how X actually runs into both. So notice how that purple covers both of them. That's kind of why I don't like to use that particular little crosser route. That's why I like to actually make my own in route, just so it can be better spacing. So take square, put them on the post, take circle, put them on a streak, and we're going to run it just like this. And I just want to show you that, of course, that post route is going to get open. You can tell, I mean, that's just going to be wide open just because of the route concept, but it's ran at slightly less than that, slightly less than a crosser. So if they're putting a purple to account for their crosser, I like to come to this play. And if they're like putting their purple and crosser, you're still having trouble getting it open, then another setup that I like to do too is to go back to PF slide. So what I would do this time, I would actually take my I would actually flip flop these two, honestly, and I would actually just put him on a post or a crosser, and then I'll put square on a slant with a streak concept. But just to kind of show you the same thing, this is another thing I like to do too, if they want to show me that they're going to run with circle route, and I'll actually come back with this play, and this time I'm looking for the slant. You know, obviously it's not going to be open right here, and you would just take down low. But that's if they're zone dropping. That's one of my favorite zone dropping plays, because it's going to pick on where they're putting that purple at, if that makes sense. So moving on, I know I'm throwing a lot at you guys. Hopefully you guys are getting some value out of this. So last thing I wanted to talk about, well, not last thing, but let me show you cover 4 drop real quick. So let's do the same setup I just gave you. So square on the post, then we'll put circle, X on the out route, smart route is out route, and take circle, put them on the streak. There we go. And like I said, basically it's going to be the same exact thing that happens. You just want to buy a little time. You can tell I was trying to throw the ball, but square is just literally going to be wide open, and you're just making that high-low read with the user, depending on where he wants to go with the football. So now last thing I did say for last, of course, is going to be man coverage. Now, my favorite man coverage setup using this play, and also this also works versus match coverage, but I'm going to throw some purples out there just to kind of, you know, put them out there. I'm going to shade over the top. But my favorite play versus man coverage is take a square, put them on a post. Now, if they're playing regular man coverage, this setup right here will be fine. Now, there's a couple things we can do, but this one, I do like this one versus man because this route can win in man coverage if you have a good matchup. That's why I do like to use it. As you can tell, circle is going to be the one play that I do like because that post route is ran so deep that it's going to be hard to zone drop. So basically, it's going to be hard to zone drop this post and this crosser just because of how deep they're ran. So the post is going to be ran a lot more shallow than this crosser. So it's going to be hard for them to actually put one purple. And actually, it'd be almost impossible for them to put a purple that can play here and a purple that can play there. They'll have to do like a, you know, hard flat purple combo, you know, different zone drops to even have a chance, honestly. So anyways, you can tell we'll have that open or we'll have that open. That's one of my favorite setups versus man / match coverage. Now, what I would do here is still take this tight end, put him on the in route. Because like I said, sometimes again, it really just depends on who you have at tight end. But if you want to guarantee that you have a good matchup, well, a good route ran, I like to take him in smart route his route. So let's go back to man coverage. And there's one more setup I want to give you too. Full of setups right now, but let's shade over the top. I'm gonna keep those. Actually, no, let's put them in purples. Let's put some purples out there because that's what you'll see online. So, anyways, take square, put them on a post route just like this. And honestly, you can run it literally just like this, and it's going to be the same kind of read concept. You can tell X could get open, but I wanted to throw that one that time. And if you want to throw X, make sure you do low ball that. All right, make sure you low ball that. Now, last setup I want to give you that I like versus man coverage, and that'll be the video, is this one right here. So let me shade over the top. Here we go. Let me put the controller. Boom. All right. So let's go back to PAF slide. So what I like to do is take square, put them on a post route. I like to take X, put them on a streak. Take circle, put them on a slant. And then normally I like to run it just like this. Now this works versus zone coverage too, which I'll show you an example here in a second of zone coverage. This is another coverage out. I can't talk. This is another play I like when they try to zone drop because it's going to attack at different levels, and it's also really good versus man coverage. You can tell the slant can get open, or depending on where their zone drop, we can have that post that gets open too as well. So quickly, last thing, I know I said last thing, but I just want to show you this play versus zone. So take circle, put them on a slant, X on a streak, square on a, you can put them on either a crosser or a post. It's up to you. You can do either one, but I'll just show you cover 3 as an example, and then that'll be the video. I don't want to keep, you know, beating a dead horse right here, but basically you can look for circle in the little gap, and also you can tell square is going to be able to get open right there on the sideline. But anyways, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. Do expect like a part 2. I most likely will do a part 2 where I actually hop in game to show you guys how I run this versus the actual opponent. But anyways, I do hope you guys have a blessed day. I'm Rage Real, and I'm out.